The next presentation will be by Ms. Iris Jessup. Please come forward for your presentation, Ms. Jessup.
Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. I have a handout that I wanted to provide you so that you could follow along with me on my presentation tonight. The matter on which I'm going to be speaking tonight is one that is very serious. It is a serious allegation that was made by an employee of our city's code enforcement division, that is the division of the Department of Community Development and General Services. And if you would allow me to read this to you, because I didn't make copies for the audience. Riverdale Mayor and Council, allegation of quota for code enforcement. Some of you, council members Wallace, Ruffin, Scoggins, and Mayor Dixon, received an email from Derick Walker, lead code enforcement officer for the city of Riverdale, that was dated May 16, 2009, wherein Mr. Walker requested assistance from community development administrative staff to help the code enforcement staff to perform their duties. And this is not on the memo to you, but I attached another one because I'm not sure why Mr. Hall, Councilmember Hall, didn't receive one, so you should have a copy of that email attached to this memo. My memo goes on to say that another copy of this memo is attached for your information. In this same memo, Mr. Walker alleged that Mr. Manning, Doug Manning, who's the Director of Community Development and General Services, had given directives to staff to operate under a quota system by issuing 10 summonses or more per month. And a summons is a notification to attend environmental court. Mr. Walker further added that this directive was illegal. Shortly after this memo was sent out to you, a story related to Mr. Walker's allegation was aired on WSB TV. Although the complaint made by Mr. Walker is very serious and has cast the Department of Community Development, General Services, Court Services staff, city judges, and city attorney in a very negative light, I never received a written complaint from Mr. Walker that included any documentation to support the claim that Mr. Manning had instructed code enforcement officers to follow a quota system in issuing summons. Despite the fact that I still have not received any information to substantiate the existence of a quota system, I began to assemble information regarding the code enforcement cases over the past 3 years, 2007, 2008, and through May of 2009, to determine if there was a quota system in existence. I further reviewed Mr. Walker's personnel file to determine if he had been reprimanded for not issuing a minimum of 10 summonses. This review took a long time because the information had to be generated manually. We went back almost 3 years, 2.5 years. Please find the results of my review of the court dockets from January 2007 until May 14, 2009. As you will see, for more than half the time he has been employed, Mr. Walker has not issued 10 or more code enforcement citations a month. He has never been reprimanded orally or in writing regarding the number of citations he has issued. Therefore, the evidence I have reviewed contradicts Mr. Walker's claim of a quota for code enforcement officers and proves that he has never performed his job consistent with any such alleged instrument. And I have, for your information, the court summonses issued by Derick Walker for 2007, 2008, and I have June 2009 because that's when the court cases were heard in environmental court. For the year 2007, I have the month for you and the number of summonses. For January, Derick Walker issued 1, February 4, March 4, April 2, May 6, June 6, July 1, August 0, September 0, October 3, November 2, and December 1. 2008, January, number of summonses 5, February 6, March 10, April 8, May 1, June 10, July 31, August 24, September 19, October 6, November 14, and December 6. 2009, January, number of summons 5, February 6, March 10, April 5, May 5, and June 12. So in conclusion, you all have the email that was attached or that was sent to you regarding the allegation of a quota. And certainly we would agree that the institution of a quota is not something that the city of Riverdale would do. As you know, we get, and you do too because you call those code enforcement complaints into us. I get calls on a regular basis. I get emails that have a string of addresses. We have a lady who lives over in a couple of people, one in Steeplechase and another subdivision off of Taylor Road. She does a patrol through her community, and she writes down addresses of the houses that have high weeds and grass, cars that are illegally parked, cars that have flat tires that are not legal, that their tags have expired. And we appreciate that from her because it helps us. We know we can't be the eyes and ears all over the city and see every infraction. The reason I wanted to bring this presentation to you is because this is extremely serious. We have people that are hired, city judges, city attorney, more so than our own internal staff, who have professions outside of the city of Riverdale. And to allude or allege that they are participating in a quota system is quite serious and can be very injurious to their personal and professional reputations. Mr. Walker had indicated that he wanted to have an investigation of this. I have investigated this based on the facts of what was presented to me. This is being presented to you tonight. If you would ask for any additional information, if you don't think that the information I've presented you is credible or believable, you certainly can direct me to do an outside, get people who do not work for the city of Riverdale to come in, perhaps someone who may sit over code enforcement cases in another jurisdiction, some individuals who work in the arena to come in and do a different investigation, but that is your call. But I did want to publicly provide this information because of the serious nature of the allegations. TV story aired that alleged that quotas were being followed. And based on the information as I reached my conclusion, I could not find evidence of a quota. If a quota had been in existence, it would appear that Mr. Walker would have been terminated back in 2007.
I don't know why you made this presentation to us or even discuss a personnel issue like that before this council. This certainly could have been done in executive sessions as we typically do or in the work session. What your document says, I take it for what the face value it says on there. But over and beyond that, I don't understand the personal intent of why you stood before this council like that to try to plead a case. I'm not the one standing in judgment of the guy who made the charge.
Mayor, may I respond?
Yes, you may.